This meeting is being recorded.
Wow, that is a new voice. I haven't heard that one before. That must be the voice of 2022. So thank you each for being on board for prepping the objective. So we've got a lot of things to do in 2022. I hope that you're excited about it as much as I am. I've been spending the last 3 days, maybe 4 days now, because I'm going to be spending most of today still planning 2022. So kind of closing up, what did I accomplish last year? What were the good things? What were the areas that I want to improve upon? And then what are the things that we need to do in 2022 that's heading us toward those bigger goals and those bigger agendas to help us make the world a better place? So I want to, first of all, welcome each one of you, say happy New Year to you. Thank you for being here. And so here's what we're going to do. We got 30 minutes to go, actually 28 now. And so we're going to stay on agenda. So the first thing we want to do here is I want everyone to be able to turn yourself off mute. And I want you to share. What we're going to do is we're going to take 30 seconds, each person to jump on here. What's your name? Where are you from? And I'm looking for the country because we're a little bit around the world sometimes. Sometimes we get a lot of other people around the world. And I want you to focus on, I'd say in less than 5 words, what is the thing that you are most grateful for? So I'm gonna give everybody a second to think about that. 5 words or less. What is the thing that you are most grateful for? Okay, so I'm gonna jump off here. Be first. My name is Steve Moreland. I'm from the United States. And the thing that I'm most grateful for is the opportunity to be with each of you, because you make my life move to the next level, because I know I've got to be my best in order to help you become your best. Thank you for being you. Okay, next person, jump in here. Tell us who you are and what you're grateful for and the country you're from. Linda, jump in here.
Steve Stemberger. Oh, can you hear me?
Linda, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Linda Barrett from Connecticut, USA. And I'm so grateful today to be with the family, first of all, and to have the opportunity to invite 2 new people to join us. I was very grateful for that opportunity. I don't see them yet. I guess I should have reminded them this morning. But they'll just, I know they both are striving to be better, and I think this would be a wonderful family for them to join. Thank you, Steve, for having us.
Awesome, Linda, thank you very much. And thank you for inviting. We put that out about 2 or 3 weeks ago. This is going to be now an open meeting for finding those other 2 individuals that are most like us. And you know what I mean by us? Those are individuals that aren't just wanting to sit on the sidelines, but that are wanting to throw their hand into and their effort into making the world a better place. So I'm going to let Steve go, and then Jill's got her hand up right behind Steve. Steve, jump in here and tell us what you're grateful for.
Okay, Steve Stemberger here, Indianapolis, Indiana, USA. And I am grateful for getting better. And not only each day, but I've been sick the last week, and I'm going to go get tested today and see where we go from there. But I'm grateful for the time I get, the limited time I get to spend today with you guys, because I'm going to hop off here pretty quick here. But thank you.
I understand, buddy. Well, our good wishes to you. Let us know how that comes, how that result comes there. So thank you for jumping in here, Steve. Jill, you're next. You got your hand up. Tell us where you're from, what country you're from, and tell us in 5 or so words what you're grateful for.
Hi, I'm Jill. I am from Calgary, Canada, way up in the mountains. I am grateful for the calendar year clock flipping.
Okay, tell us why, Jill. Why are you thankful for that?
It always feels fresh. It always feels like you want to dive into those extra little nuggets that were left over last year, so you don't let them linger.
Right.
Like that reset.
This reset button, the clean slate, everything that you wanted to do last year and stuff got in the way. This is that new opportunity to kind of sharpen that pencil, sharpen your mind, and go after it. That's awesome. And Francois, I see your hand up next. Jump in here, my friend. Tell us what you're grateful for.
Well, I'm grateful for my renewed commitment to bring more awareness in health. I'm originally from Montreal, which is right behind me, but I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, most of the time.
Awesome. Outstanding. And Francois, I know you've got a great background in healthcare. How, with you being focused and a specialist in that area, what is that new thing that's giving you kind of that new burst of focus and verve, let's call it?
Well, I've had the last 2 months of 2021 spending a lot of time with doctors, one for the hernia, and then also for scare of a brain tumor, which happened to be just a sinus infection. But all that really struck me like, gosh, and the book that I co-wrote with Matt about health and everything was like, this is the time to really gospel about health and how we should be responsible for our own health and what to do, kind of my goal now with functional medicine that I'm studying is to create some kind of a instruction manual, how that body works. Nobody knows how this wonderful body works. So I want to share that with people.
And Francois, each one of us have that that area of expertise and authority. I can't write that book that you can write because you've got the experience, the time, you've put in the effort, you've got the education, and that's what gives you and each one of us that little niche. And whether you're writing a book or writing an essay or creating your own blog post or just creating your own group, you have the ability. There's an audience out there waiting for you that's searching for what you know that I don't, that other people don't know. And that's what each one of us have to understand. I think the biggest thing, I was being interviewed on a podcast this last week, and the interviewer asked me, what is the greatest thing I've found in all my years of personal development that's the greatest setback? And I said, it's self-esteem. The greatest thing that's holding you back is your perspective of you. You think too little of yourself because we're all told, oh, don't have these grandiose ideas, don't be arrogant. I agree with that, but there is a difference. There is a difference in the things that we learn from our experiences that we have to share those. Going through the experience, getting messed up, having what would you call it, failings or fallbacks or setbacks, all those things and how you eventually maneuver to overcome them. Those kinds of things are the things you have to share. If our world is going to be better, we have to share. We can't just keep it to ourselves. You don't know who you can influence. That's the thing that you've got to love yourself enough to trust yourself to go out there and speak it, write it, talk about it, and help those other people. You never know. Okay, next person. Tell us who you are. Tell us what country you're from. And in 5 or 10 words, tell us what you're grateful for here at the beginning of 2022. Who's next?
This is Heather. My name's Heather Pinard. I'm from the United States, Florida. And what I'm grateful for is a course I'm taking right now, Beyond This, and how it's opened my mind to where I can do more. I mean, I already know I can do more, but I'm actually doing more. And I was on a conversation with someone I hadn't talked to for about 50 years. And she had admired me for something that I had done 50 years ago that I never knew about.
Wow. Isn't that cool? And you had a chance. The thing is that's what we're talking about from a self-esteem standpoint. We don't know whose lives we're touching. But here's the thing. You have got to have faith in yourself that the experiences you've gone through is what the creator put you here for. There's the one of the things is the amorphity. Okay, this is a concept right here. One of my challenge coins is to love fate. Okay, love fate, not just accept the fate. Okay, not just put up with it, but to actually embrace it and love it, because that fate that the creator has particularly chosen you for is giving you the expertise, the experience, not theory, not some pretty words you read in somebody's book, but being able to talk from your soul. What happened to you? How did you feel scared? Where was the fear coming from? And then how did you work to overcome it? Because your path and your process that you now know is not the process that I know. And my process or anyone else's process is not the process that you need to give to the person that's waiting to hear from you. That's what makes you an authority and an expert, not to be arrogant, but to be confident. The difference between arrogance and confidence is experience. When you share your experience, you are impacting people's lives that you may never know until, Heather, 50 years later, they go and tell you, you changed my life. That's what we're here for, right? That's what we're here for. 2022, we have a chance. Brand new slate, reset button is pushed. How many people do you want to impact and affect this year by stepping out there? Okay, who's next? Tell us your name, tell us the country you're from, and tell us what you're grateful for. Jump in here. Steiner, come in here. There you go.
Yes, I'm Steiner Peterson from Europe, Norway, and I'm grateful for being here at this group. I'm grateful for you, Steve, that have helped me through. Sometimes I think I've been here about 2 years now since I published my book, and gone to many fairs and overcome them, and I feel pretty comfortable, confident with being here in this group, and I think it's pushed me further. I hope so. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Steiner. I appreciate you, my friend, and I appreciate the compliment. Glad that you're part of our family. And Nisa, you've got your hand up next. Jump in here and tell us where you're from and what you're grateful for.
So I'm Nisa. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, living in London. I'm grateful that I invited my brother, and he's on the call. His name is Bob, and I hope you'll hear something that he's grateful for. But what I'm grateful for is that this conversation has been really in line with what's been happening in the last few days, because I suddenly realized, which I hadn't for a while, because you when you have knowledge, you think that everybody's got the knowledge that you have. And a friend of mine actually made me aware of how much stuff that how much knowledge I have that could help people. And I did a video which I shared on the group, but before I shared it on the group, I shared it with my siblings, and they sort of, said it was very inspiring. So so I actually shared it on the author's Facebook group. For what I did the 1st of January, because I'm doing my routines and my habits and stuff. So I suddenly realized that this can help more people, and just to share my journey and stuff. So I don't know, maybe I can either just create like a little WhatsApp group, because maybe people don't want too much, or I don't know whether to post it on. I'm not so sure. I'm still a bit nervous of posting that on Facebook.
Well, I haven't had a chance to watch it. I know it's in authors only. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, just getting prepped for this year. But here's the thing, when we become vulnerable, okay, this is Dr. Brene Brown, okay. I love her, okay. Her book, Daring Greatly, super inspired me. I read 3 of her books. She's a social scientist that focuses on understanding shame and regret, University of Houston down in Texas. Amazing. Okay. The thing that she talks about is the position that you are demonstrating the greatest level of love and strength is when you are most vulnerable. That is the thing we're all afraid to do. What if someone rejects me? What if someone laughs at me? What if someone doesn't like what I say? What if they don't like my opinion? And they, I think the term is flame me on social media or whatever. Here's the thing, is you have to be more focused on the one person that you could possibly nudge or redirect that could be that one that could make the next ripple effect in our world. And it could be that thing that you said, that you had the courage to step across the line and to be totally vulnerable with, I may be totally rejected by family, friends, and everybody online. I may wake up tomorrow and I have 0 friends. Everybody has rejected me, okay? That's not going to happen, okay? Steiner, I know when you were going through your early stages and you had the courage and you took my advice and you decided to put up your program and just jump out there, what did you find? Did you find people rejecting you, or did you find people embracing you? It was embracing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing, because my fear was something like you tell her, Steve, and the opposite appeared. So I just get good comments and positive input, even if it was a kind of hard to do it. But what I will Yeah, I would, if you are thinking the same way you are going through fairs, it's it's always better when you have decided to go through it. Then it's easy if you are make up your mind.
Make your mind and just take the leap and have a little faith in yourself. Here's something I want you to do right now, because I don't want us to run out of town without doing this. There's a link that I've dropped in the chat right now. So pop open the chat, grab the link that I just gave you. It's a great little piece. It's only about, it's less than 4 minutes. It's a great acceptance speech from Matthew McConaughey. He's winning an Oscar. This man is so soulful. Okay, he gives a great piece of information. If we get to watch it together, great. If not, one of the reasons why we start off all of our meetings here in the very beginning of the week with prepping the objective is because I challenge you. Every time you get on a call with someone, every time you get on a Zoom, every time you meet someone, think about this. Start your meeting with what are you grateful for? It only has to be short. Watch the expression of the other individual when you change the framework of what you're beginning with. You're beginning with gratefulness. When we are grateful, we boost our productivity here in our mind by 31%. I'm not giving you a soft number. This is a hard number that comes from Sean Acor that completed his doctorate in divinity out of Harvard University. He's spoken, has clients of everything from Google to UBS banking out of Switzerland. It is absolutely a game changer, okay? It's why I created this as the core baseline of everything we do in Rubicon, how to have a better life, how to have the life that you want to have, how to overcome those obstacles. And it all begins with a fundamental basic element. And that foundation is focus on gratitude. When you focus on gratitude, you change your perspective, you open it. We all have enough to be negative about. Believe me. Yes, everybody has that, right? We can go down the list, we can list volumes of that, okay? But when we focus on being grateful, we change our perspective and our productivity increases. And watch what it does with your relationship with other people. Ask them, what are you grateful for? You're going to get that look like, well, why are we starting with that question? That's not what we're here for. I thought we were here to do business, or I thought we were here to have a family discussion, or I thought we were yeah, why not? But why not start off with what we can be grateful for? When you do that, watch what happens. Next week, we'll talk about that. Who else wants to jump in here and tell me about something that you're grateful for? Tell me the country you're from and jump in here. Bob, come on in, buddy. How you doing?
Hi, Steve. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'd like to say thank you to my sister, Nisa, as well, who just kind of in a second said, Bob, you need to jump onto something. And I didn't know what I was jumping onto.
Okay.
That being said, I am certainly grateful for a number of things. And 2021 was a pretty challenging year for me. I kind of went through a divorce. I'm in a country that is fairly foreign to me. I don't have any or much family here. Sure. And in addition to that, I also went through the COVID experience.
Right.
So COVID, right? That being said, I am very, very grateful for the community that I'm a part of. And when I talk about community, they say the 5 people that associate with most have a huge impact on your life, right? But yes. I'm blessed. I truly am grateful that I don't have 5. I have more than 50 or more than 500 people that I'm connected to, like Matt Morris, through my associations,
Sure.
my friends, who are in that same positive circle. And more than anything else is my family, especially like Nisa, particularly Nisa, reaching out to me at every moment when I'm going through my lows, sure. As well as rating my highs and what have you. So I'm absolutely grateful that today I'm up, alive, breathing, and still moving on in my life. And I have all the love and the care and the support of everybody, including yourself. So thank you for that.
Outstanding, Bob. Great to meet you. Thank you for joining us. You have an amazing sister, and thank you, Nisa, for nudging this amazing brother of yours to come join us. One of the other things that I mentioned a couple weeks ago from Sean Aker, by the way, all of our calls are posted on my YouTube channel. So if you want to jump back and see ones, if you missed them or you were someplace else and you want to jump back there, they're all on the YouTube channel. I'll put a link here in a second. But you can, you'll find it if you Google my name on YouTube. The thing that we want to focus on here, Bob, is Sean Aker wrote a newer book, more recent than his Happiness Advantage, which is where I got this whole idea of starting every meeting with gratitude. And the Happiness Advantage is the study, the academic research that when we lock arms and we create a community and we build this family, this collaboration, when we approach any obstacle, but instead of approaching it by ourselves and looking at this mountain and going, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can climb that. I don't know if I have the skills. I don't know if I have the persistency and the grit and the determination. And you start feeling less and less and less like maybe I can't get to that summit. And when you lock arms with a community, that obstacle that we see changes to the form of a challenge, but the challenge becomes 20% smaller. Interesting. Okay. So if you want to give yourself a huge head start in whatever you're going to, don't try to do things alone. We are social beings, and the most important things we can do is lock arms with other people, especially those that are like us, especially those that encourage us. And guess what? It's not weakness to say I need help. It's not weakness to sit there and say I need some ideas. It's not weakness to say I'm asking a question, but I need to frame it differently. I need to ask a better question. Tony Robbins taught me this 30 years ago. Your quality of life is in direct proportion, get this, to the quality of questions you continually ask yourself. Your quality of life is in direct proportion to the quality of questions you continually ask yourself. When we take account of the questions we're asking ourselves, do we generally find positive questions or do we have negative questions? First of all, we don't have questions. We have negative self-damning talk that we're telling ourselves. You're not good enough. You're not fast enough. You weren't born in the right country. You're not the right race. You're not the right gender. You don't have enough money, blah, blah, blah. You don't have enough education. All those negative things, okay? That self-talk is going on about 50,000 comments a day, okay? And we wonder why we don't achieve things. So here's the deal. Those imperative statements that are coming from background chatter, first of all, you become aware of them. Second of all, you start trying to turn the volume down. And how do you do that? By asking questions. Your quality of question determines your quality of life. Start focusing on asking better questions, not small questions. They can start off instead of going, why me? And then you can change it to why not me? And you add one word and you change your perspective, don't you? Okay, that's just a small example. But when you ask questions about anything that you have in a challenge, the quality of the question, it's going to grow to the question looks like a paragraph. That's okay, because we'll talk about this at another event. You're opening the reticular activity sensory of your mind and allowing yourself to connect with all the knowledge that is sitting out there that's waiting to give you the answer. All you have to do is open your mind by doing what? Asking the question. Ask the question, okay? So here's what else. Who else wants to jump in here? Well, we still have a few more minutes. Thank you, Bob, for jumping in here and sharing. Anyone else want to jump in here? Share where you're from, what country you're from, and tell us what you're grateful for.
I'll jump in very briefly. Hello, everyone.
Jump in.
I'm Raquel Miller. I'm off camera today. I just came back from the gym, but I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from Jamaica. And I wanted to say I am immensely grateful for the support I have been getting particularly over the holidays, from my friends who have come together to support me in astounding ways, and people I hadn't even thought that I could reach out to. And people have come and rallied around and have helped me through some very difficult situations. And
sure.
I am continually grateful. And I am really, Steve, I know I've said this before, but I'm really grateful for having met you and your boundless enthusiasm that you bring to this group, the encouragement, the wind that you are behind our backs. And so thank you, and happy, joyous, fulfilling New Year to you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Raquel, for sharing that. And thank you for being part of our group. And if you haven't had a chance to look up Raquel's amazing company, Bunchful, I've had an opportunity to connect her with another very good friend of mine. Just amazing, such an amazing story and an amazing lady. Thank you, Raquel, for being here. Anyone else? We've got about 3 more minutes, so I've got time for maybe 1, maybe 2 more people before we have to end our call this morning. Maria, jump in here.
Hello.
Hey, Maria.
Hi,
Good morning.
everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes, I am Maria from Mozambique, Maputo. I am grateful because during the first day of 2023, I had all my daughters and grandsons with me and my husband. So I was really very, very happy after passing the Christmas time without them because one of them had COVID in family. So I am grateful because everybody is healthy now.
Yes.
And now I am planning to have this year better than the last one. Thank you so much.
Maria, you're amazing. And thank you you shared some amazing videos. So Maria, when she launched her book, she gave 100% of the proceeds of her book to different orphanage and children organizations there in Mozambique to help feed children. And I've seen some of her amazing videos, and their responses and their happiness is amazing. So Maria, you're incredible. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for having and having all your family with you. I know that's always the most amazing time, is to have your family. So we've got 2 more minutes. 1 more person, jump in here and tell us where you're from, what country you're from, and what you're grateful for. Anyone else? All right. We may not have anyone else that can jump on. They might be at work. You can't jump in with the volume. That's fine. The link that I shared.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
I wanted to actually ask Steiner, like, where did he post? Did he post on Facebook when he first did his things, or did he create a smaller group, or what did he do?
I think he went to his Facebook group. Steiner, here's your, if you can unlink there. There you go.
Yeah, the thing was, I was just doing a thing like when I went to my holiday, I was posting a video every day during the holiday.
Right.
So, and I also posted information where I was going the next day and so on, and I yeah, that was the whole thing. So I kind of showed around the half of Norway.
Yeah, he did a big trip, and so he did a great job every day when he jumped on there. He'd actually give you a little bit of view about the amazing places that he was at traveling through his country, and then he would share a little bit about the fact that he'd just become published and what his book was about and what he was wanting to share with other people. And
I also took up different aspects of thing each day. So that was the total point. And I got feedback afterwards that people that I know, oh, I would never dare to do a thing like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, Stana, you just posted it on your news feed, or was it a story, or what was it?
It was on my news feed. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah,
simple as that.
And Steve, I also, with our family meetings, I now use this gratitude thing before we speak about anything.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah. And so last thing I'll cover here, Nisa, is, if, I've done a lot of different experiments on social media. I'm sorry.
Diz a ela para contar comigo isso que ela está.
She's talking to somebody. So the thing is if you try to create a group, it takes people time because they have so much going on with social media, and some people will join right away. Other people, it gets lost in their social media, and 6 months later they might join. Okay, it's not because they don't want to join; it's because it's just so much noise out there. And when you're trying to get your signal out there, you really want to go after, first of all, what you could probably get in front of them first, and probably if you're trying to get in someone specifically, your direct message DM is the best thing. It's more time consuming, but that is the thing that's going to get directly to someone. So if you're really trying to get to a specific group of individuals that you want to share a particular message with, if you put it in your newsfeed, you got to remember you're at Facebook's algorithm at the mercy of it. And let's say you have 1,000 people in your friends, they might show it to 20 or 10. And so you can reshare the concept over and over again, maybe using a different graphic or maybe using a video and sometimes using a picture. And you can continue to do that on a repetitive basis. And guess how many times it's going to show up in the same inbox over and over again? Probably never. So don't be afraid to post and repost 2 or 3 times a day. They'll never get the same one because there's so much other stuff that comes into the news feed. Your post gets pushed down and everybody else's comes above it. So don't worry about oversaturating. There's no such thing. There's a lot out there. So just continue to share and share and share. And that way you're going to get a lot of people that are going to be able to connect with you. So we're a little bit over time. I really want to try to keep this to 30 minutes. Thank you each for sharing and for being here. Invite a couple folks. Lisa, thank you very much for inviting Bob and bringing Bob on board. Thank you, Bob, for being here. We really want to open this up now. So find those 2 or 3 other individuals that are like us, share the links, give them the time. And I've also added the calendar link in there. So when you use the calendar link, guess what that does? Zoom then calculates it for your time zone. So that way you don't have to do what time zone is Steve in versus me and all this kind of stuff. Let Zoom work and do that with your calendar itself. And that way it's really easy for you to know when to be here. So love you each. Have an amazing 2022. I've got some cool announcements that'll come out this week about doing the Rubicon training and all that. So that's forthcoming. I got to finish my planning today. So I love you each one. We're going to have an amazing 2022 and we're going to help a lot of people become their better version. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Goodbye.